Hey everybody, another trip today. It's going to be a lovely day. It's going to get a little hotter later this afternoon, so I'm trying to do this ride in the morning while it's still cool. It's going to be a long ride today. I'm going up to Crouch, Idaho, and then over to Loman, and down to Idaho City, and then back home. So probably an hour and a half to 2 hour ride today. I'm going to stop at Horseshoe Bend and top off with gas. But hopefully I can get some good shots. I did bring a drone with me today, so if I wanted to do some drone shots, I could do that. And hopefully it'll be a good ride, and won't run into too much road construction or any of that kind of stuff. So I will talk to you guys later. Again, it's going to be a while before I can get up to where there's going to be any good, pretty shots. Up past Horseshoe Bend and going up towards Crouch, the high desert gives way to more alpine mountain kind of feel and look. So a lot of pine trees and stuff like that. So should be a very pretty, much more interesting video than like the Waihees and stuff, even though those are pretty. Just it's high desert, so not a lot of beautiful trees and that kind of stuff. So let me make this corner here. And, like I said, I will talk to you guys later. I'll record some video on the way up, overlay it with some music, and then kind of go from there. So, all right, talk to you later. Bye. Well, while I'm waiting for the stoplight, I want to give a shout out to my buddy Sam. I know, man, I'm riding again. What can I say? Anyways, hopefully, let's make it try to make it a challenge for you to get down here next year, and let's get up to Lewiston, make a motorcycle ride up there, and see your favorite artist, Ernest Hemingway. And we'll make it happen, buddy. You just got to get down here and find the time to get down here. But beautiful area, beautiful country. Love riding this bike, and love to ride with you, man. Anyways, I'm getting ready to turn off here and to go into Banks and Loman stoplight here. It'll take me down to Crouch, Garden City, and then Loman. And then at Loman, I'll make another turn and we'll go down to Idaho City. So I'm just going to keep recording. I'll edit this thing later and yeah, see if we can get you some really pretty footage of Idaho that's not desert. Well, I'm not quite to Crouch yet, but I'm going to sit here and take a minute and kind of enjoy the scenery. It's lovely, beautiful around here. I got a couple of rafters and kayakers coming down this way, so thought I'd kind of watch them go through the rapids here. take a little side stop here. We're in Garden Valley, but I'm going to take a trip over here to Crouch. Just right off the road, not too far. But let's go this way and see what happens. Warm my windshield a little bit. Get some air. It's getting a little bit warm out. Not horrendous, but it's getting there. And now we're in the city of Crouch. And I guarantee you there's not a whole lot here. Last time Debbie and I came through here was on a Sunday as well, and there wasn't a whole lot here. My windscreen down all the way. It's going to get a little windy. I apologize, but I need the air. And here we are, the epicenter of Crouch, Idaho. That was pretty much it, folks. Beautiful river, though. Nice little town nestled down in the mountains. And since I don't know how to get to Loman from here, I am going to flip a U-ey right here, and I'm going to go back the way I came out, back out to that main road. And we'll finish our heading over to Loman, another smallish town. We kind of went there. We turned off before we actually went into the town last time Debbie and I came this direction. So this time I'm going to go all the way into town, see what they got. And yes, I brought my drone with me. No, I'm not sure if I'm going to use it today. I guess if a really good opportunity presents itself, then I may. But other than that, probably not. Alright everybody, I am coming up to Idaho City. So it is now a little bit after 1, a couple minutes after 1 p.m. And I'm going to stop at probably one of the best restaurants in the state of Idaho called Trudy's. And I know I've seen Facebook posts saying that they've been closed a couple of times this year because of water shortage. So I'm hoping they're going to be open today. They got some of the best food around, including some huckleberry cheesecake. So won't be partaking in the cheesecake, but if they have something, I might grab a slice and take home to the wife, since she's been so gracious about me getting out and riding and let me do my thing. So anyways, I will come up here to Trudy's here in just a minute. This is Idaho City, fun little small town, kind of almost a western town. Got kind of a western feel to it anyways. Here is Trudy's, and I'm going to pull in here. Hey everybody, well, Trudy's is busy today. 40-minute wait, 40 minutes to an hour wait. So I'm just going to get it to go, and back over here there's a little outside picnic table, so I'm going to go take my stuff over there and eat over there before I head out, but still going to be about 15 or 20 minutes before I get my lunch. Once we're done here, we're going to head over to Lucky Peak, and I'll show you a little bit of Lucky Peak, and then I'm heading home. Eating at Trudy's, and I was on my way to Lucky Peak. But apparently we have something going on because we're at a dead standstill. There's a fire back there with the slow sign, so I'll show you what I've got here. That's in front of me, so don't know how long people have been here so far, but might be here a while. Not sure exactly what's going on, but I don't see any traffic coming from the other direction either. So just gotta hang out and see what happens. I hope it doesn't take too long because it's freaking hot. Last time I saw the air temperature on my back, it was 91 out here, so whew. Hey everybody, sorry about not getting any video of Lucky Peak. I had a slight problem with the remote for my Insta360 camera, and by the time I got to Lucky Peak, the wind was too much. I couldn't get the drone stabilized in the air, so I'm going to try this again to go up there later. Water level was pretty low in Lucky Peak anyway, so probably wasn't the best shooting experience at that point. So we'll try it again and we'll go from there. And yeah, we'll do a lot more videos. I'm in the middle of processing this one. I've got over 2.5 hours of video that I have to change perspectives on and edit and shorten and add music and titles and text and all that. So I'm working on it. I apologize, it's taking a little bit longer. This is one of the longest shoots I've done so far. So bear with me, and I promise it'll be worth it in the end.